Welcome back, Saber fans. Tony here from Ronin Sabers, and today another install review for you. If you're new to the channel, I do install, repair, and review these sabers, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, a website, roninsabers.com, where you can find my finished products and sound fonts. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out the link in the description below. So here we have a Roman Props Buried Hope. This is Obi-Wan's configuration during the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. The customer here wanted it to be installed. That's pretty simple. I'm not a huge fan of Roman Props' emitter system, and so I recommended that the emitter gets swapped with the Real Jakku Junk Trader emitter, which is steel. And so I drilled and tapped that neck, so now it has the steel emitter on there, which allows greater blade depth and better retention. You've got a Shtok V3 connector in there. This chassis is designed in two parts. You've got the pommel, which is the holds a battery. And then you've got one button here. I 3D printed and designed the battery holder of all this chassis here. So the battery holder, which goes into the area inside the saber, and then you've got a 3D printed button holder here, which fits very well. It is just one button, so it'll feature FET263's one button mod. And of course, you have a KR PCB in there, hillside PCB. You got another Shtok V3 connector in there, a 2.2 Proffieboard running ProffieOS 7.9, and then that's it. So, and then you've got a 10-pin connector there, basically for the battery and speaker. You've got a Shtok pin connector here. It goes inside the bullseye there. Now with this bottom half, the top side of the battery holder is positive, the bottom side towards the pommel is negative. Now the customer here did not include the vented pommel, so when I'm demoing the fonts, just bear with me, it might be very quiet and muffled, but I'll still show all the features and stuff. So yeah, also owner of this saber is a cosplayer of the Clone Wars Obi-Wan, and so I'll make sure to link all of his info in there if you want to go follow him. He also does weathering and stuff for props, and so yeah. So the way, again, this saber functions, you want to make sure that the top half is installed and screwed in, and then you also want to screw in the bottom. I probably should put in a battery. So you put the battery in, and you put this in here. You're not going to probably hear the boot sound very well. Don't know if you heard that, but the customer here does cosplay as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and so I was talking about fonts, and originally we had talked about just having like a Clone Wars specific sound font, and then I had offered basically to tell Obi-Wan's story, so depending on which one he likes more, just one font. The Clone Wars font is on here, but if you wanted just to have that font instead, because I know that changing fonts and sometimes during cons can be complicated, especially with gloves and stuff on, so if you just wanted one font, I can change it back. But yeah, so without further ado, let's put in a blade and show you off the fonts. Alright, so we'll have a 27-inch blade for here in the studio. The saber will come with a 32-inch KR pixel blade, so and it's really nice too because it fits very snugly into this emitter. This is almost very true to 1 inch. So again, this is FET263's one button, so just tap to turn on. Has a little pre-on effect, which is part of my B-fob, which is the first font on here, which is a Clone Wars inspired Obi-Wan. Of course, you can see the blade style, very light blue, very reminiscent to the Clone Wars animation. So just tap for blasters, double tap and hold for lightning block. See that a lot better here. Force effects, just hold the power button for 2 seconds and let go. Has 46 plus force effects or quotes from Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars. This also has a track player and tracks. Well, some will have track players, some will have tracks. Multi-blast, you just want to hold and swing. There is multi-blast begin sounds, which are also quotes about him, you know, and blasters and stuff. You can just swing your saber for blasters. I'm not sure how well you can see that. And then to get out of it, tap once more, and you're good to go. For lockup, you just want to hold and clash. See that pretty well. Of course, you have clashes. For color changing, which I don't know if you'll have to actually do during cons and stuff, you just tap 4 times. You can rotate your saber, and then hold down to lock it in. The track here is the Clone Wars track, which is very cool. Next up, this is Bold One by K Sith. This is an Episode 3 inspired font, mainly with the duel between Obi-Wan and Grievous. So we have a deeper blue here. Again, you're going to hear all the vibrations and not the actual sound, which kind of sucks. This font has quotes specifically for the battle between Obi-Wan and Grievous and the beginning first half of the film. This will have the General Grievous versus Obi-Wan track. Next up, this is the same Bold 1, but this is, or what I call Bold 2, which is the Obi-Wan versus Anakin version of Bold 1. So it has the Anakin versus Obi-Wan duel, which you can double tap to get into. And then you can just twist on and twist off. This has force effects specifically from that battle. Oh. But yeah, not going to be able to hear it very well. Next up, this is Ben from Kyberphonic from the Rematch Bundle for the Kenobi series. And so this is actually a font that goes perfectly with this lightsaber. I mean, all of them do, but this one in particular. This one's from the show. This one has tons of quotes on there as well. This also has, this one actually has a track player on it, so you just want to double tap. You can just rotate your saber. You can just tap select. And of course you can turn your saber again. Next up. This is OB4 by Kyberphonic. This is the Death or Cantina version. So you have an unstable build-up very reminiscent to the New Hope. And you have a white swing. Of course you're going to hear all that vibrating. It has Rebel blasters, or Smuggler blasters. Force effects. This one has the Cantina track on there. Next up. This is OB4 by Kyberphonic. This is the Death Star version. So same blade style. It has Imperial blasters. Different force effects. This also has two tracks, Ben's Death, which is when Vader slices him in half, and then there's Death Star Ambience, which I'll show. So you get a track player. That's the ambience, you're not going to be able to hear it well, just white noise. And then Ben's Death. But yeah. Next up. And last but not least, you have your passive battery monitor, which fades from green to red, depending on the battery voltage, and of course the party blade. It's a rainbow flame. So that includes the install for the Buried Hope from Roman Props. I had a lot of fun installing it. It turned out really well. It sucks that you can't hear the volume as much, but I'm sure the customer will have a lot of fun with it once he gets the vented pommel on there. So, of course, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the customer enjoys the video. Have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.